Hello students, today we are going to study chapter 3 of class 10th science, that is metals and nonmetals part 1. So let's see what we are going to study in this part. Introduction, classification of metals and nonmetals, physical properties of metals and nonmetals. Let's recall what we have learnt earlier. In class 9, you have learnt about various elements. You have seen that elements can be classified as metals or non-metals on the basis of their properties. Students, science is not limited in book only. It is present all around us. Think of some uses of metals and non-metals in your daily life. Examples of some metals are like copper, aluminium, silver, iron, etc. Examples of some non-metals like oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, sulfur, etc. Now, the question is, what properties did you think of while categorizing elements as metals or non-metals? How are these properties related to uses of these elements? The easiest way to start grouping elements is by comparing their properties. So, let's look at some of these properties in detail. The physical properties of metals are luster, hardness, state, malleability, ductility, conductor of heat and electricity, density, sonorous and oxides. Now let's discuss one by one. So the first physical property of metal is luster. What do you mean by luster? Students, you might have noticed any new metals like silver, copper, gold, aluminium, etc. They have shiny surfaces. All metals in their pure state have a luster, which means that metals have shine or brightness. This is called metallic luster. What about hardness? Metals are generally hard. For example, iron, copper, aluminium, etc. But again, there are some exceptions to this. Hardness is not same for all metals. Some metals like sodium, lithium and potassium, which are very soft, we can even cut them with knife. So, hardness varies from metal to metal. Now the next property is state. All metals are generally solid at room temperature. For example, aluminium, copper, silver, iron, etc. But there is one exception to it. That is mercury, which occurs in liquid state at room temperature. Metals can be beaten into thin sheets. The property by which metals can be hammered into thin sheets is called malleability. Gold and silver are the most malleable metals found on earth. Metals can be drawn into wires. The property by which metals can be drawn into thin wires are called its ductility. Students, remember that gold is the most ductile metal. You will be surprised to know that a wire of about 2 km length can be drawn from 1 gram gold. It is because of their malleability and ductility that metal can be given different shapes according to our needs. Can you name some metals that are used for making cooking vessels? Like silver, copper and aluminium cooking vessels? Do you know why these metals are used for this? Because metals are good conductor of heat and they have high melting point. Remember, silver and copper are the best conductor of heat. But lead and mercury are comparatively poor conductor of heat. Metals are good conductor of electricity. That is why electric wires are made up of metals. For example, wires made up of copper and aluminium. But you must have seen that the current carrying wires have a coating of polyvinyl chloride, that is PVC, or rubber-like material, so that we do not get electric shock when we touch them. Metals generally have high densities. That is why they are heavy substances. For example, iron density is 7.874 gram per centimeter cube. Other metals like gold, silver, etc. they have high density also. But sodium and potassium have comparatively less densities. Lithium is the lightest metal because its density is very less. Metals can produce a specific sound on striking with any hard surfaces. So, they are sonorous. For example, you must have heard the sound of your school bell or sound of bells in temple. They all are made up of metals. Now what about oxides? Metallic oxides are basic in nature. That means when any metal reacts with oxygen, they produce metallic oxide. And by the help of litmus paper, we can say that metallic oxides are basic in nature. Now we will discuss about physical properties of nonmetals. The first property is luster. Nonmetals do not have shining surface except iodine. So here iodine is the exceptional case, which is nonmetals but it has shining surface. Next is hardness. They are generally soft except diamond. It is a form of carbon which is the hardest natural substance found on earth. The next is state. They exist as solids or gaseous except bromine. So nonmetals generally exist in solid or gaseous state. The exception is bromine, which is existing in liquid state. Then next is malleability. Nonmetals are non-malleable because nonmetals cannot be beaten into thin sheets. So they are not malleable. Similarly, ductility. They are non-ductile in nature. Why? Because nonmetals cannot be drawn into thin wires. So they are not ductile in nature. Then next is conductors of heat and electricity. Nonmetals are poor conductors of heat and electricity except graphite, which is good conductor of heat and electricity. Next is density. They have low density and low melting point. Sonorous. They are not sonorous because nonmetals cannot produce any sound on striking with any hard surface. So they are not sonorous. And the last is oxides. Non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. Now we will see what we learnt in this class. Elements can be classified as metals and non-metals. Metals are lustrous, sonorous, malleable, ductile and good conductors of heat and electricity. They are solid at room temperature except mercury, which is a liquid. Metallic oxides are basic in nature. Metals generally have high density and high melting point except sodium and potassium. Non-metals are not lustrous, non-sonorous, non-malleable, non-ductile and poor conductors of heat and electricity. They have low density and low melting point. Non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature.